Have you ever seen those scary warnings on social media about poisoned temporary tattoos being handed out to kids? You know the ones? They often show a picture of a cute, colorful tattoo, maybe shaped like a star or a butterfly, with a caption screaming warning, "These are laced with drugs. Don't let your children take them." It's the kind of post that makes your heart skip a beat, especially if you're a parent. You immediately think about your own kids, your nieces, your nephews. The instinct is to share it, right? To warn everyone you know. But what if I told you that you might be participating in a digital ghost story, one that's been haunting the internet for decades? Today, we're diving deep into the bizarre and persistent urban legend of the poisoned temporary tattoo. We'll uncover why this story just won't die, how it plays on our deepest fears, and how social media algorithms turn our good intentions into a fast-spreading wildfire of misinformation. This isn't just about a silly rumor. It's about understanding the powerful psychological forces that shape what we believe and share online. Let's start with the story itself. It typically goes like this. A new, highly addictive drug, sometimes called Blue Star or Strawberry Quick, is being disguised as a temporary tattoo and given to unsuspecting children at schools or in public places. The goal? To get them hooked from a young age. The posts are often accompanied by an image, sometimes of a tattoo, sometimes of a blotter paper that looks like a tattoo. The message is urgent and filled with panic. But here's the spoiler. It's not real. Law enforcement agencies, including the D, have repeatedly debunked this myth for over 20 years. There's never been a single confirmed case of a child being poisoned or drugged through a temporary tattoo. So, if it's completely fabricated, why does it feel so real? And why does it keep coming back, year after year, with a fresh coat of digital paint? The answer lies in our own psychology. This urban legend is a masterclass in exploiting our most primitive fears. First and foremost, it taps into parental anxiety. The fear of harm coming to a child is one of the most powerful and primal emotions we have. The story presents a hidden danger, disguised as something innocent and fun, a colorful tattoo. This combination of innocence and threat is incredibly potent. It bypasses our rational brain and hits us right in the emotional core. We don't stop to question it. We react to protect. The second psychological trigger is the stranger danger narrative. For generations, we've been taught to be wary of strangers offering things, especially to children. This legend takes that classic fear and updates it for the digital age. The faceless, anonymous drug dealer becomes an unseen menace, lurking outside the school gates, using a clever trick to prey on the most vulnerable. It feels plausible because it fits a narrative we already know and fear. Now, let's talk about social media's role in all of this. Algorithms on platforms like Facebook are designed for one thing: engagement. They want to show you content that makes you react, like, comment, and most importantly, share. And what kind of content gets the most explosive reaction? Content that triggers strong emotions, like fear and outrage. When that warning about poisoned tattoos pops up on your feed, it's not just a random post. It's content that the algorithm has identified as highly engaging. When you see it, your fear response kicks in. You hit share to warn your friends and family. You've just told the algorithm, this is important. Show this to more people. Your friends see it, have the same fearful reaction, and they share it too. With Tina Wars, this fabricated story can spread to millions of people. It is a perfect storm, a psychologically powerful myth, supercharged by technology, designed to maximize its spread. The algorithm doesn't care if the information is true or false. It only cares that you're engaging with it. In a way, we become unwitting agents in spreading the very panic we're trying to prevent. This brings us to a fascinating psychological bias called confirmation bias. This is our brain's tendency to favor information that confirms our existing beliefs. If you already believe the world is a dangerous place and that you need to be constantly vigilant to protect your children, this story fits perfectly into your worldview. You're not just likely to believe it, you're likely to accept it without question because it confirms what you already feel is true. It feels right. When we see our friends and family sharing the same warning, another phenomenon kicks in: social proof. A key component of collective hysteria. We think, if so many other people are worried about this, there must be some truth to it. The sheer volume of shares becomes its own form of validation. The group's panic reinforces our own, creating a feedback loop of fear. It's no longer about evidence. It's about a shared emotional experience. The crowd believes it, so I believe it. So, how do we break this cycle? How do we protect ourselves and our communities from this kind of psychological manipulation? The first step is awareness. Understanding the psychological tricks at play is like having a superpower. When you see a post like this, instead of immediately feeling fear, you can take a moment and ask some critical questions. First, consider the source. Is it a reputable news organization or a law enforcement agency? Or is it a screenshot of a text message from a friend of a friend? Unverified, anonymous sources are a huge red flag. Second, do a quick fact check. Open a new tab and search for keywords like poisoned temporary tattoo, myth, or deep blue star tattoo. You will instantly find dozens of articles from reliable sources debunking the story. This simple action, which takes less than 30 seconds, is the most powerful tool you have against misinformation. Third, look at the language. Does the post use emotionally charged words like warning, urgent, or share this now? Does it create a sense of panic? Misinformation often relies on emotional manipulation rather than factual evidence. Calm/informative posts from official sources look and feel very different. Resisting the urge to share emotionally charged but unverified information is a conscious act of digital citizenship. It might feel like you're not helping, but by refusing to spread the panic, you are actually stopping the misinformation in its tracks. You're breaking the chain. Instead of sharing the warning, you could share a fact-check article or post a comment with a link to a debunking source. This helps educate others in your network and inoculates them against the myth. The story of the poisoned temporary tattoo is more than just a silly internet hoax. It's a case study in how our modern information ecosystem can be hijacked. It shows how our best intentions and deepest fears can be weaponized by algorithms that prioritize engagement over truth. By learning to recognize these patterns, we can become smarter, more discerning consumers of information. We can learn to pause, question, and verify before we participate in the spread of fear. The internet isn't going away, and neither are these kinds of stories. But by arming ourselves with critical thinking and a healthy dose of skepticism, we can navigate this complex digital world more safely and responsibly. We can choose to be a firewall, not a Thank you for joining me on this deep dive into the psychology behind viral misinformation. If you found this interesting and want to learn more about how our minds can be manipulated online and offline, make sure to hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications. We have a lot more to explore together. Stay curious, stay critical, and I'll see you in the next video.